Decades of armed conflict and violence have silenced people all over Colombia, and we need a place to talk and learn again, like these kids who you see in this photo. What for? We need to learn and talk, change the world together, because what we do and what we want is a more equitable and connected world to live well together, where people unleash their potential for self organized learning, dialogue, and action. We are SOLE Colombia, and our purpose is to design the future of learning. Basically, what we do is we switch from telling the learners what they should know to asking them if they can find it out on their own. This is based on Sugata Mitra's work on what a soul is. So a soul is a self-organized learning environment, which is basically a place like the one you see in the picture with people, a few computers with an internet connection, and big questions. In a soul, people self-organize to find the answers to the questions without the need for a teacher. In this process, learning emerges from people's experience. We do this through SOLE because we've seen it's a very powerful tool to allow communities to develop what we think is the most important thing, which is autonomy, to decide where they want to go, not to go alone, so to learn to collaborate to do so. Deep learning, because they learn that which is valuable and which is useful for them. And most important of all, they learn to solve real life problems. What is a SOLE? Well, basically, it's a session, very simple, in which you welcome participants, you set some ground rules, and ask a big question. And then you let go the process so that they can look for answers on shared devices on computers connected to the internet, and then you harvest all those answers. More important than the answers are the big questions which arise, because with those you can iterate the process, and that's how you deepen the learning and the skills development. This is our SOLE Colombia Community, which is our strategy to change the world together, where people who are in charge of public spaces with the internet connection are become our SOLE ambassadors, inviting participants to participate from those souls and to be accompanied by our grannies, which are volunteers of all walks of life who connect remotely to souls to not teach, but to encourage and to give warm encouragement to participants to accelerate the learning processes. We have a ton of other roles which help our community work better. And since 2014, we've been able to reach tons of people around this country, scaling SOLE in public spaces as public libraries, schools, and public internet kiosks. We have collaborated with tons of organizations, both private, corporate, and other NGOs and nonprofits, and as well as international organizations as the United Nations and the IOM, to take SOLE further. But now we're working to empower communities to bridge the digital divide. And the way we want to do this is basically accompanying them to develop and strengthen those skills of communities who are of survivors from the armed conflict, providing them with skills and technology applicable to their personal, family, and community life, to contribute to improve their mental health, strengthen the social fabric, and create economic empowerment in them. These are the 15 communities we're working with in 3 very tough regions of this country. And this is the process with which we will be doing it. We've designed a way of how to adapt the SOLE methodology to these contexts, implementing both in-person and virtual workshops to have SOLE ambassadors in each of these communities, and they facilitate their souls and then analyze and redesign the information of this experience. This way, throughout the year, we will be working with over 45 ambassadors in these 15 communities around the country to allow them to learn how to learn in groups using the internet. Our goals are to train these ambassadors, train grannies to accompany these ambassadors, and have participants from these communities participate in developing skills as collaboration, communication, creativity, and self-direction, critical thinking and tech fluency, as well as create this community empowerment for peace building. I hope you like our project. Come and join us.